Hey everyone, I'm Khan, or you can call me Merikh. I believe that many of you may not have known me yet, so it would be nice for us to have a fresh start. To begin with, I just want to remind you that you are special, and your action means a lot to someone out there. Your anything that you do, whether large or small, has a profound impact on the community that we are a part of. Now, today I'm gonna talk about the interplay between personal conduct and the community building. But isn't the scope still a bit too large? Because there are many things that we do. So let's narrow it down a bit more. Is how our choice of words affect the community that we live in. Being able to understand that our actions have consequences that extends beyond ourselves, it would encourage us to be more mindful and responsible with our decision. Now, have you ever thrown a rock into the water? Or see a group of butterflies where one flaps its wings and the other joins instantly? The idea of the butterfly effect is that one small action could create a huge impact on a complex system. But the idea is still a bit vague, isn't it? Then, to understand this better, let's dive into the discovery of penicillin. In 1928, after arrived home from a holiday, Alexander Fleming find a mold on a petri dish where he's growing a type of bacteria, and the mold actually killed the surrounding bacteria. Finding this quite interesting, he decided to cultivate and extract the antibiotic, which he then used to test it against the uh, bacteria infections and observe the effectiveness. This discovery actually create a huge change in the development of medical and saved countless lives during World War II. Now, I take this as an example because it is quite a well-known one, but it doesn't mean that you need to take such a big action, such a big discovery to be important. Alexander wouldn't be so successful without the assistance of his team and the Oxford Penicillin Group. This means that your contribution, even just the smallest one, is irreplaceable. Now let's just leave the idea of the butterfly effect aside and allow me to ask you a question. Is there anything that you have always wanted to do, but then you did not dare to because you're afraid that the others may judge you badly or just talk bad about it, like you didn't did it well? I have experienced that a lot, so I really understand that. But today I'm standing here to share with you my experience. It is worth noticing that as human, we tend to be attracted to negative information better than positive information. And that's possibly why we're more attracted to what people have done wrong, their negative traits, rather than the positive ones. According to ABC News, 50% of the word that we use to express our emotion are negative. 20% is neutral, and the other 30% is positive. Children who are constantly exposed to the negative way of wording and talking are usually have two kind of reactions in the long term. First one, they would have a high level of insecurity. And for the second one, this would then create the ripple effect is that they would inherit that trait and use it to treat their friends and future family. Additionally, data from the UNESCO Institute of Statistics revealed that more than one-third of the teens experience bullying, with the younger and poorer youth being particularly vulnerable. Another meta-analysis found that children from lower socioeconomic background experience more severe, significantly higher odds of being victims with an odd rate of 1.4 and the odd rates of 1.54 for a person being both a victim and a bully. Now, isn't that odd? Because, well, the part of being the victim maybe understandable, but then how about being the bully? This is because the common traits among people who bully or discriminate others is that they have really low self-esteem. This is the lows in self-esteem make them want to discriminate others, and that will help them to feel like the self-worth is elevated. This chain of behavior, now you can see this act as a butterfly effect. It starts from a negative words from someone, it contributing to be used a lot, and then it becomes a habit. Now you guys may be wondering, Merikh, why are you talking about this? But this simply is because there's a really strong connection between our choice of word and the community. If parents teach the kids how to treat the others fairly, regardless of social class, the number of deplorable kids who undergo bullying would decrease significantly. Although bullying is an issue that is made of by a complex set of factors, but in common, the consequences that the victim may face usually fall in three categories. They either have really a diminish in self-esteem, a really, really bad mental and physical health, or even worse, they increase the risk of antisocial behaviors later in life. Now, in order to prevent this, the easiest thing that we could ever do is to start to consider our word choice quite carefully, especially when we're talking to kids. It is crucial to recognize that our collective attitudes, act, can create a ripple effect, and this then build either a positive or a negative cycle that affect not just us, but the community as a whole. As we acknowledge this fact, we may be able to think back about what we've said and what we've done in the past, and then reflecting on it, think, how can I deliver a point across the other person, but still create a safe space for them? Make them feel comfortable and make them feel listened. None of us want to be treated poorly, but we may unconsciously just forget that when we treat others. So maybe the next time when we talk to someone, take just 3 seconds to think about it and ask yourself that, would I feel comfortable listening to that or not? If we can show our empathy and sympathy to others, we can build a stronger emotional bond as a community. Local interconnectedness, rooted on empathy and sympathy, serve as a vital foundation for cultural and multinational interconnectedness, fostering a rich diversity of values and perspectives. When individuals engage with one another empathetically, they cultivate an appreciation for different backgrounds and experiences, leading to a deeper respect and appreciation of, for, for people with different experience and perspectives. This is really essential as it encourages the open dialogues and the exchange of ideas, which help us to develop individually and collectively. Now, let's just have a thought about those information and come back with this. Every single one of us need a sense of belonging, right? This is why we work as a team, and we need a team in order to go further. Sometimes we all just need to find a group to feel belong to and don't feel like we're being left out. That is a difficulty, isn't it? So why don't we give a hand to other people who face the same problem? My favorite action movie actor, Jackie Chan, once said, sometimes it takes only an act of kindness and caring to change a person's life. So this talk is getting a bit too long, isn't it? And you may feel it's a bit sleepy, but let me just use a bridge of my favorite song, and this can summarize this whole topic, not just on how our choice of words affects the community, but also the interplay between personal conduct and community building. Build the world, make it a better place For you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If we care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. By focusing on individuals' actions and collective attitudes, together we can create a community where everyone have an opportunity to feel belong and thrive. I'm Merikh. Thank you for listening.